Good morning, crocheters. So it is morning over here. You guys can be watching this at any time, but it's morning here, hence I'm still like a little sleepy looking. But I finished the octopus, which I was wondering if I should call it a kraken because it's kind of huge. Look at this. This is by far my biggest pattern so far. As far as just like circumference, size, all of that. I mean, I'm so pleased with it. Like, I'm just so excited. So obviously last time I showed you guys this project, I had the legs done. I have two styles of legs. So you can tell that they're kind of two different lengths. And this one's just a pure spiral, and this one has kind of a different kink in it to kind of change the directions so that it's, so we just kind of have a different little bit of flair in each of them. Not in each of them, in every other one. And so then the next thing that I needed to do was attach the legs to the bottom body piece. So I made this piece here. And then I just ended up attaching them, like crocheting them together, honestly. I'll have very detailed explanations, pictures, etc. in the pattern. But the amazing thing, at least I thought it was pretty amazing, is that in this entire pattern, the only sewing is the eyes and those little tiny blush marks. Other than that, it's all crocheting. There is no sewing. I'm just so pleased how it turned out. I can hardly contain myself. I don't know if there's anything to say other than that. This will be a really short vlog if I'm just like, I love it! And that's all you guys get to hear. I am super excited. The thing that I struggled with, probably, maybe not the most, but it was kind of a bigger thing than I thought it would be, was getting the head the right size, like proportion to the legs, because at first like the first couple of times I tried, it was just too small and it was kind of frustrating. So I ended up like ripping it down to about here lots of different times, because I just wasn't getting the shape right, which it's a pretty basic shape, so you wouldn't think it's like that challenging, but it was hard for me. So anyway, so that took a little bit, but I'm really glad I got it figured out. Why it took longer or just more, I guess, is because, like I said, it is bigger than my other projects. So most of my other animals, kind of at their very widest, is going to be like 42 single crochets around to 54. So 42, 48, 54, like that's kind of the biggest. And then this one was 60 for like a decent chunk. At least that's what it felt like to me. And so I wasn't used to like going that big, and I was afraid like, no, this is gonna be huge if I do that. So like even, I'll pull down Henry the Great really quick. Like I think Henry the Great, the widest he is around, I think is 48, but then again, he's made with a 10 millimeter hook, so the gauge is looser, so there's a lot more stretch to him, because they're probably, honestly, like this looks smaller than this around, but it's, yeah, it all has to do with gauge. So yeah, I was a little intimidated by going that big, but it ended up working out, and I'm very happy about that. One thing, where'd I put it, that was also different about this one was that when I tried to use the my normal yarn needle to shape the head, like you're trying to go, it's really not like a huge distance, but it's so flat, it's really hard to like get the shaping done right. So I'm trying to figure out where on earth I put that. I was just cleaning up my desk before I started this vlog. And now, of course, I can't find the thing. Oh, that's because it just flipped upside down. Here it is. So I ended up actually on this one using a dull needle, which, I mean, it's, when you compare them, like, it's a pretty huge difference. And it made it a lot easier to go from, like, you know, one corner of the eye to the other side. It did make me feel a little bit like I was an acupuncturist, as I was like, nope. That was a little interesting. But it worked really well. The only problem that I had with it is, if you look at it's not going to focus. It's too busy focusing on me. You can kind of tell that, like, the eyes are pretty significantly different. The doll joint eye is a lot smaller. And because of that, it was, like, harder to pull through. So I definitely grabbed the pliers to pull it on through and make it work. I personally really like shaping the head. I think it gives things more of a finished and more realistic look. But if that's not, like, something that you would want to do on this project, it's not, like, mandatory by any means. And then the last thing I did was just add the little blush marks. I didn't feel like if you're going for, like, a kawaii look, I think that's how you say it. I could be wrong. You could, like, embroider a little teeny mouth right here, and that would be super cute. That's not really my personal style, or it's kind of the style of my brand, so I'm not going to do it. But I mean, it would just be so adorable. So if you want to, do it. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I will say, so I had to get another ball of seafoam green to finish it, and this is how much I have left. So it's, I mean, I probably have about 100 yards left, maybe a little bit less, but it's definitely, like, I'm gonna have to see. Like, one of the things that I do on, like, when I have a pattern tested is I ask my testers to let me know about how much yardage they used, so I can kind of check mine, because I think this pattern is going to use more than 220 yards of the seafoam green, or whatever color it is you're using, but you know, that main color. I think it's going to be more than one full ball of yarn. Definitely less than a full ball of the color B, which is, in this case, I used vintage white. So I will be very interested to see, because I started making the octopus with leftover seafoam green from attempting the dragon and the other head of the dragon, and then I started with a fresh ball, and I'm left with about 100 yards. So I'm gonna ask my testers very specifically to start with a fresh ball and then see and tell me how much yardage, because it's either, like, right around 220 or it's going to be a little bit over. So that is my thinking. And look, it matches my shirt. I mean, not quite, but I'm very pleased with it. I'm excited to take pictures of it too. Lately I've been having a lot of fun taking pictures. I've been doing like, at the time of this recording, I've been taking pictures of, like, the baby monkey and the sloth, and, like, the blooming pear trees and cherry trees and apple trees and things like that, which has been super fun. The octopus is not really quite something you'd photograph in a tree, but because I've been having fun photographing, I'm looking forward to taking some pictures of it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but it'll be fun. Anyway, yeah, so I guess that is it for me. Whenever this video comes out, the octopus should be coming out, like the pattern should be coming out soon. So you're going to want to check my shop, Old Soul Crochet Company .com/shop to find the pattern there. I'm just so excited for it. I mean, the hard part now is that I have to write up the pattern, which is a lot more boring and tedious. I like crocheting more, but it's just going to be so worth it to like see this come to life for other people. I'm excited to see all of the pictures and all of the different colorways you guys do. I mean, obviously I chose seafoam green for kind of a fun, playful look, but I mean, whenever you guys make a purple one, because that's what I really wanted to make it in, please share it with me. I would love to see it. Anyway, you guys take care. I will talk to you soon.